In this video, my friend Timon is going to teach me and also you how to do this dreamy look that you often see on Instagram in Photoshop.
So I've loaded a picture from my friend Sammy in here. And I think it looks a little bit boring, you know? Like there's no glow, the colors are boring. The sky is, it's kind of interesting, but you know, the spice is missing. I will just copy this layer. So I press Command C and then Command V.
Okay.
Yes. So now I go up to Filter and then to Blur, because we need to select the Gaussian Blur. And there you select a number between 15 and 20.
That's your favorite?
Yeah, that's like the sweet spot for this one. Because you don't want to overdo it. Then it looks too much, too artificial.
And you're doing the Gaussian Blur on the layer above.
Exactly. Okay. You never want to affect your base layer. It's layer number 0. So
I just also want to say one thing that I asked Timo before, like, please explain this like you were explaining to your grandpa how to use a smartphone. I am a total noob when it comes to Photoshop. So I'm like going to stop after and be like, what did you do right there?
Exactly. So now we apply the Gaussian blur to the second layer. So this is the base layer. And this is my Gaussian blur layer. And now I want to change the blending mode. Like how this layer is affecting this layer. How it's blending in.
So this layer, this has the Gaussian blur. Okay. So
exactly. Now it's in normal. And we want to change it to lighter color. This one. You know, you can play around with it, how it looks with different settings, but I prefer lighter color.
Already this looks so dreamlike and so cool. This is just, you see how the colors of the flowers just like pop up and become this puffy?
Yeah, this white,
This is so cool.
Yeah, but always remember in Photoshop not to overdo things. So we want to drop the opacity by 30%, I guess.
Okay.
So let's just type in 70%. Now we have it at like 70%. I like this a lot because it's not too much, but you still see like this dreamy look. And now we want to that the dreamy look doesn't affect the subject because it's, you know, a little bit blurry, a little bit, just not in focus.
Okay, you want to drag the subject out of the focus.
Exactly.
Out of the photo.
Into the focus. Now that we have applied the Gaussian blur, we want to, you know, make the subject more in focus because the Gaussian blur is in the whole image.
And it's affecting the...
It's affecting the subject as well, and we don't want that. We want the subject in focus, crispy sharp, so we will use the brush tool.
How do you get the brush tool?
The brush tool is up here. Either you go up here or you press B for the brush tool.
Okay.
Now we will change the opacity and the whiteness of the brush.
Okay.
So I will press Alt and right click. And now I change the hardness to around, let's say 30%.
Okay, so press Alt and right click and then you can move it up and down and then it changes hardness.
Yeah, it will change hardness.
I'm starting to learn Photoshop a little bit, okay?
And from right to left, it will change the diameter.
Okay, the size of it.
So now we will just go here. And now we want to, this little window.
This
square box, exactly. You click this. Now you get this white box, and that means that your brush tool needs to be black now, on black, because it's the opposite color. So everything I brush on here is taken away from this box.
So you're basically removing the effect from your subject.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
So let me just take it away. I click left with my mouse. I like the effect on the pens, so I will leave it on the pens, but I don't like it like on my subject. Let me show you the before and after by just clicking this little box. So.
It's huge. It's huge.
Yeah.
It goes from just, it's huge. This is an effect I wanted to do. Like I'm trying to do similar effect in Lightroom, where I take down the clarity, but it's not the same. It goes from just being a basic photo to being this super dream look. Dude, this is...
Exactly. Now I will show you another trick, how you get even more of a dreamy look. I will create a new layer by merging all layers together. And I will click Control, Alt, Shift, and E.
I love how you've been slowing down. From the other tutorial mate, he was like, yeah, just do this because this is so basic to you. But I was like, dude. Slow down. No, it's like, 1, 2, 2.
Yeah.
Love it, man.
So now we have a merged layer with both settings combined into one layer. And now I want to apply another filter. So you go up there, filter, again blur. But this time you use motion blur.
Okay.
And then we click this one. And now we have this box open. We want to type in angle 90 because this means it's facing up. Okay. And then with this one, we just apply the strength of the filter.
Effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
How far do you often go?
I often go like 150 to 300.
Okay.
That's like a nice spot. Here I will go with 190 or 80. That's I think enough. Just leave it there. Don't do too much. Just don't overdo it. I click OK and apply it. And now, it looks super weird right now. But we will get there.
Are you sure you're making this pattern?
Yeah, it's perfect.
Please like the video, and you learned something today.
Yeah. So now we again change the blending mode.
Okay.
From this time, you again can play around. We go from normal to linear dodge. It looks super overblown right now, overexposed, but you will just drop the opacity to around 30%. Just type it in, opacity 30%.
Cool.
So now it looks a little bit brighter. Maybe the sky is not like super cool like before, So again, we use the brush tool, type in B, change the diameter, and then we will just again click this box, select the black, and just brush a little bit away from it, so it's not affecting the sky too much. Yeah, but we don't want to brush it away from every corner, just in the middle, so that we get like a dreamy surrounding,
like a little vignette closing in. Yeah,
exactly.
That's the word. Cool.
I think that's enough. And now it's still pretty, like the colors are still for me too boring. So I want like some kind of a sunset vibe. So I will again merge the layers by Control Alt Shift and E. And now I want to open a small window where I can change like the colors in the highlights or in the shadows. So I press Control Shift and A, and now the camera raw filter shows up, and here we can adjust bunch of stuff like exposure.
This I understand.
Contrast. Yes, exactly.
This makes sense.
Yeah, this makes sense. Yeah, now you know what we're talking about. So let's go to, I think it was color grading. Exactly. And now we want to affect the highlights and the shadows. I want to make it more orange. So let me just go here to more orange. So these are the settings I like a little bit more orange in the highlights and in the shadows, in the midtones. And I press OK to apply it. Now we see like it's way more orange, way more like sunset vibes. Now what I like to do is to add some form of grain to my photos. So I've downloaded PNG from the internet into Photoshop.
Google PNG grain. Yeah?
Yes, exactly. Okay. You just copy it into Photoshop and then you apply it like this.
Looks sick.
Exactly. And I use the setting hard light, but you can change it as you like right here. And now I will drop the opacity because I think it's too strong. And another thing, we have affected like the oranges in the highlights and the midtones. That means we have as well affected the oranges in his skin tones. So it looks a bit too orange in my opinion. So I can
agree with that.
Yeah, I just want to brush this away by again clicking this little square and then brush tool, and then I want to brush the settings away, so it looks more natural, and he stands out even more because now he's not as orange as the background, so he pops out even more. And
isn't like photo editing just the best? This is just so fun.
It's super fun. You just experiment and
creating this masterpiece.
And now you're here. Boom. Maybe you can like brighten up these corners, but just other than
whatever
that,
you want.
Yeah, you're finished.
Cool. Like now you know how to do the dreamy look. This I'm telling you, and those of you who follow me also on Instagram, which I think you should. Yes. you can do it if you want. But I'm probably gonna do a lot more of this. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful look, and it's something that I've been trying to do within Lightroom, but not managed to like succeed as much as you do here. Anyways, I think this is it. I leave all of Timon's. I did this also saying it. You only have Instagram. You should do YouTube too.
Yeah.
YouTube too. Also YouTube. Yeah. But I leave Timon's Instagram in the description down below. Go show us some love and like thank you again for like teaching us how to do this. No problem. If you also guys have any questions, feel free to ask in comments down below. Consider subscribing because I create bunch of videos. And is there anything you want to say to the audience?
Yeah, thank you for listening. I hope this trick will bring joy to you and
joy to your life
and your Instagram game. So yeah,
and make your life better in general.
Yes.
We catch you guys in the next video. I'm out. Peace.